Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got to recap the season and recap week number 17, and after week 17 we're going to see who won the MVP, who led the league in rushing, defense, offensive rookie of the year, offensive player of the year, and who led the league in each category. Anyway, Steelers, they lose to the Jets. The Jets finished 8-8, the Steelers 2-14. The Buccaneers lose to the Panthers. They finished 2-14, and the Panthers finished 8-8. The Vikings had a big time show by Randy Moss, but it was not enough to beat the Packers. The Packers win for just the fourth time this season. The Raiders, they beat the Texans. The Texans are going to finish 5-11. The Raiders 7-9. Skins lose to the Cowboys. The Cowboys finish 6-10, and the Skins 7-9. The Ravens, they go 10-6, but they will lose their last game of the season to those Miami Dolphins, 21-14. Let's head to Gillette Stadium, home of the New England Patriots. They have Dyson just shy of 50 waiting for the punt. He didn't have to move to receive the punt. The man must be sidekick. And then everybody picked up their man like glue. And he's going to take that thing to the crib. How do you do? Touchdown, Tyson. Touchdown for the Patriots special teams. And they win 17-13. Both teams finish 11-5. The Chargers, they beat the Broncos. LaDainian Thompson, 105 yards on the ground. The Giants, they beat the Lions, and that's big because there was one spot open in the whole postseason, AFC and NFC. It was in the NFC between the Giants, the Seahawks, and the Saints. The Seahawks, they lost, as you saw right there. So the Giants right now are 10-6. Seahawks are 9-7. Gotta see what the Saints do. The Titans, they beat the Chiefs 13-7. Moving right along, the Browns, they lose to the Eagles. The Eagles only lost one game this whole season. 15-1 is their record headed to the postseason. We lose to the Colts. The Colts get their 10th win. We go 12-4 to end the season. And the Rams handle business versus the Saints. So that means that the Giants will be headed to Wild Card Weekend, and they might be facing us. The Falcons going to be taking on those, or they did take on those Niners, and you saw the score there. So Tennessee, the Patriots, the Bengals, and the Broncos are your division winners, followed by the Ravens and the Colts. Those are going to be the teams headed to the postseason. The Chiefs and the Jets just missed out. And as we said earlier, the Seahawks and the Saints just missed out. It's going to be the Eagles and Falcons with bye weeks. Then you got the Bears, Rams, Cardinals, and then you have the Giants. It's going to be the Rams and Cardinals and the Bears and those New York football Giants. Here are the last primetime players of the season. Eli had a big-time game to help the G-Men get to the postseason. 327 yards, 4 passing TDs. That's a good look for good old Eli. We just played his brother. We sacked the crap out of him. Hopefully we can sack the crap out of Eli as well. Michael Vick, Mr. Do-It-All, he did his thug fizzle. Over 4,000 yards passing, 37 passing TDs, a QB rating of 109.4. Mr. MVP for the Atlanta Falcons quarterback, Mr. Michael Vick. Tom Brady, he is your offensive player of the year. QB rating of 121, 36 passing TDs, 4,260 yards through the air. I guess we should check out Michael Vick's rushing numbers. I don't think I did that, so please excuse me. Corey Hall, he's your defensive player of the year. 154 tackles, 8 sacks, and 6 interceptions. Absolutely filthy. Andy Morrison, he's the rookie of the year. 2,800 yards passing, 18 TDs, and had a QB rating of 69.9. Maybe the bar was quite low for the offensive rookies. Defensive rookies is a little bit different. Hudson, 107 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. Sean Alexander for back-to-back season leads the league in rushing, 433 yards and 8 TDs. Longest carry just went for 39 yards. Pretty consistent on the ground to have that many yards to end the season. Tom Brady had the highest completion percentage as well, sitting at 70. The most yards, though, goes to Matt Hasselbeck, 4,400, 905 to be exact. 35 TDs for him, 37 for Michael Vick. He led the way through the air, and I'm guessing he rushed for like at least 500 yards, I'm guessing. Fiedler led the league in interceptions with 30 of them things thrown. Not a very good look for him. Got to get that number down, but most likely he won't be their starting quarterback next year. If I had a crystal ball, that's what it would tell me. I'm just saying. Fred Taylor missed out on the rushing title by a yard. That sucks for him. Most TDs goes to Brian Westbrook and Kevin Barlow of the San Francisco 49ers. Those are only two players to get over the double-digit mark in TDs. Both of them had 11, as you can see. Deion Branch, 87 receptions, 1,184 yards, averaging 13.6 yards per catch. He had the most receptions, but the most yards goes to Roy Williams, 12-19. Torrey Holt with 12-14 to follow him. Most TDs goes to Roy Williams and Mason. They both had 11. Robinson, Holt, Smith, and Big Dennis had 10. And then there goes the rest of the numbers right there. So Green led the league in tackles with 116. That ain't right, because the guy that won rookie of the year, didn't he have like 154 or something like that? Hey, is what it is. No game's perfect. Let's move on. Assist goes to Valdez, followed by Troy Polamalu. Long hair, don't care. Most sacks goes to Howard and Haynes. Man's a beast. Man is a beast. I believe his contract's going to be coming up soon. I got to make a decision. Is it him? Is it the position that he plays? Is it a combination of the two? Alexander Wells led the league in pass breakups. That is always a good look. Followed by Mike Brown. My secondary is absolutely filthy at times. Harrison, 11 interceptions. Champ Bailey with 11 as well. Absolutely ridiculous. And then there goes Corey Hall. All that he did in the interception category. He had 6 of them things. 15 pass breaks up. But we already know that. So let's move on. Let's see who scored some touchdowns. Sean Taylor with 2 of them things. Champ Bailey with 2 of those things. And obviously we all know that they could have very well been teammates in Washington if Washington traded Champ Bailey for Clem Portis. That defense would have been stupid good. But hey, I guess defense doesn't sell tickets. Right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Howard, 21 tackles for loss, followed by Ray Lewis, who had 20 forced fumbles. Goes to Travis, followed by Fajita. Now let's look at what we did as a squad. Bowman threw for over 2,900 yards, just barely 17 TDs, 12 interceptions. Longest pass was 71 yards. Amos Allen, 777 yards on 201 carries, averaging 3.9 yards per carry. Definitely not a bad year for our rookie out of Houston. Most TDs, though, went to Thomas Jones, followed by Allen, then followed by Bowman. We had 20 broken tackles by Jones. I believe he had 4 last year. So, again, even though I did adjust the sliders just a little bit, we still are not breaking tackles at a high clip at all. A lot of these running backs get over 100 broken tackles in the season. So, again, it is what it is. I'm just happy that the games, for the most part, are still very, very close. They do come down to like the fourth quarter, which I like as a creator. And I also like, not getting my teeth kicked in every Sunday either. You know what I mean? So Haynes, 16 sacks. Curtis, 10.5. Definitely not bad. And then 7 and 6.5 for my D tackles. That's big time. Fleming with 6 in the 4-3 scheme. I'm going to take that from my outside linebacker all day long. Alexander Wells, like we said, with 20. Then Brown with 18 and 15 pass deflections, respectfully, for my guys. Wells had 7 picks. Brown had 7 picks as well. And, of course, Wells had that big TD versus the Packers in Week 1. And that really set the tone for our whole defense, man. Haynes and Fleming, they both play on the same side, so you could not run the ball on that side. That's 15 tackles for loss. 2 forced fumbles for Haynes, 1 for Brown. But look at all these fumble recoveries. We only forced 5 fumbles, but then we have like a gang of fumble recoveries. But hey, I ain't complaining. It is what it is. It is what it is. So like I said, we will be playing the New York Football Giants in the postseason. This is what they did. Week 1, they lost to the Falcons. A lot of teams did that. Then they beat the Cowboys. They beat the Skins. They lost to the Bengals. Okay, Bengals won 11-5. Okay, we see. But then they beat up on the Pittsburgh Steelers, Green Bay Packers. So I'm guessing they beat who they were supposed to beat. They beat those Vikings. They lost to us, but then they came back, beat the Browns, lost to the Eagles, lost to the Ravens, beat the Cowboys, came back and they beat Philly to give Philly their only loss. Then they end up losing to Cardinals, but then they beat Washington, and then they beat Detroit in the postseason. So is this a case of beating up on teams they're supposed to? Yes, that win versus Philly, big time. Without that win, they're not in the postseason. But are they the best of the bad teams or a very good, solid team? That's going to be the question that has to be answered. They're going to be on the road. Soldier Field is going to be on and popping. Hope to see y'all there. Hope that the rest of the day is the best of the day. And until we meet again, my friends, peace, love, hot sauce.